The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once shared that happiness in our lives depends on the quality of our thoughts. Inspired by his teachings, we are reminded of how our thoughts shape reality and inner peace, much like how those around us can strongly influence our life journey. Some habits may quietly lead us away from the Stoic path. Today, we will explore 7 habits that go against Stoicism, which may exist in our daily lives, and how we can adjust our Stoic direction to regain inner peace. Habit 1. Complaining about things beyond your control. Imagine you're at a picnic where everyone is enjoying their time. The sun is shining, the food is delicious, and suddenly it starts to rain. While most people will pack up and go inside, finding joy in the change and enjoying the smell of rain, some will let the change ruin their day, complaining about the weather, bad luck, or their wet clothes. This is a classic example of being affected by things beyond our control. Life, like the weather, is unpredictable, and while we can't control events, we can control our responses. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between things we can change and things we can't. Complaining about what we can't control is useless and leads to dissatisfaction. In the workplace, for instance, we often encounter colleagues who spend time complaining about their bosses, decisions, or company policies, instead of adapting and working with the new conditions. Complaining not only affects productivity, but also creates a negative environment for others. To counteract this behavior, we should heed the wisdom of Epictetus. Is this something I can control or not? When faced with such a situation, instead of complaining, a Stoic approach would be to ask, how can I adapt? Or what can I learn from this situation? By doing so, we regain control and maintain inner peace, not distracted by events beyond our control. Habit 2. Being a slave to emotions. Imagine attending a family gathering where a relative accidentally makes a remark about a recent decision you've made, perhaps regarding a new job, relationship, or lifestyle change. The comment hits a nerve and emotions surge: anger, defensiveness, or sadness. Before you know it, you may blurt out a hurtful response, creating tension among the group. This is a classic example of being controlled by emotions. Emotions aren't inherently good or bad. They reflect our mental state and perceptions of the world. However, when emotions drive actions without control, they lead to regrettable decisions and strained relationships. If we allow emotions to dominate, we may miss opportunities to learn and grow from the situation. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of acknowledging emotions without letting them take over. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Stoic teachings remind us that, while we can't control initial emotions, we can control our subsequent actions. When faced with overwhelming emotions, whether triggered by a comment from a friend or a work situation, take time to ask yourself, is my immediate reaction the best course of action? Will it lead to harmony or conflict? By pausing and reflecting, you'll develop emotional resilience, ensuring your actions align with your values and reason, not impulsive feelings. This approach helps maintain inner peace, build stronger relationships, and grow in maturity through all situations. Habit 3. Seeking external validation. Imagine you've been working on a project for weeks, pouring all your energy into it. Once it's completed, instead of feeling proud, you keep checking for likes, comments, or recognition on social media. Or maybe you've just bought a new outfit, but instead of wearing it confidently, you seek compliments to validate your choice. In this digital age, the desire for external validation is even stronger. Social media platforms thrive on this need, making it easy for us to measure our self-worth through metrics like followers, likes, or shares. However, this is an unstable foundation for building self-esteem, because these numbers fluctuate and are influenced by factors beyond our control. Relying on external validation is like sitting on a seesaw. One day you're up because of praise, the next day you're down due to its absence, or worse, criticism. This emotional roller coaster leaves you without a stable sense of self-worth and inner peace. The Stoic approach is to seek validation from within. Stoicism teaches that self-worth should be tied to virtue, actions, and personal growth, rather than the ever-changing opinions of others. As Epictetus said, it is not what happens, but how you react that matters. The true measure of value is not praise or criticism from others, but how you evaluate your own actions and decisions. When you find yourself seeking external validation, stop and ask, why do I need this validation? Am I proud of my actions? If the answer is yes, then that is enough. Remember, self-worth must come from within, tied to your actions and character, not to fluctuating opinions around you. Habit 4. Living in the past. Imagine sitting on the porch on a beautiful evening, but instead of enjoying the sunset, your mind drifts to events from the past. Maybe it's a mistake you made, an opportunity you missed, or a memory of someone you once knew. While it's natural to reflect on the past from time to time, living in it prevents you from fully experiencing the present. Dwelling on regrets or sadness is like carrying a heavy backpack, tiring you out and blocking you from seeing the beauty right in front of you. Every time you revisit a past event, you give it power, allowing it to take up precious mental space that could be used for the present. Epictetus said, "People are disturbed, not by things, but by the view they take of them." This means that pain is not caused by past events, but by the way we continue to focus on and interpret them. Think of two friends reuniting after many years. One complains about the past, while the other talks about the lessons learned, gratitude, and joy for the future. Both have experienced time, but their perspectives are vastly different. To free yourself from the past, it's crucial to develop the ability to focus. When you feel yourself drifting back to past moments, gently pull your attention back to the present. Engage in activities that help you stay grounded, like meditation, journaling, or walking and observing your surroundings. By focusing on the present and treating each day as a new chapter, you'll free yourself from the chains of the past and create a brighter future for yourself. Habit 5. Worrying too much about the future. Imagine you're enjoying a peaceful vacation on the beach, the waves gently lapping at the shore, a soft breeze blowing by, but instead of savoring the moment, your mind drifts to work projects, financial decisions, or any uncertainties about the future. While it's natural to think about and plan for the future, over-focusing on it makes you miss the joy of the present. Constantly thinking about the future is like standing at the base of a mountain, only looking up at the peak without appreciating the journey. It's easy to get caught up in hypothetical situations, creating anxiety and uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you." This quote emphasizes that worrying about the future doesn't change anything. How we prepare today can shape everything. Think of two students preparing for an exam. One is constantly worried about failing, while the other focuses on studying and doing their best. Both recognize the upcoming challenge, but their mindset and approach are very different. To avoid getting stuck in future worries, shift your focus back to the present. When you notice yourself drifting into anxiety, practice mindfulness by taking deep breaths or focusing on your senses to bring yourself back to the here and now. Planning for the future is wise, but living and appreciating the present is just as important, as the present is the only moment truly within our grasp. By maintaining a balanced perspective, acknowledging the future, but embracing the present, you'll create a more harmonious and fulfilling life journey. Habit 6. Chasing excessive pleasure. Imagine you walk into an extravagant party. The table is full of delicious food, elaborate desserts, and drinks flowing freely. It's easy to indulge without control, but once the party ends, the initial excitement may be replaced with discomfort or regret. This is the trap of excessive pleasure. Life offers countless joys, from food to luxurious experiences. While enjoying them is part of the human experience, if we get caught in the cycle of constantly seeking more, we may end up feeling empty. This fleeting pleasure often masks deeper dissatisfaction, leading us astray and preventing us from seeking lasting happiness. Seneca said, "The slave serves under marble and gold," reminding us that overindulgence in material pleasures can rob us of our freedom and hold us back. It's like being chained to a treadmill, always chasing the next fleeting happiness. The thrill of buying a new smartphone is enticing, but that feeling quickly fades and only returns with the release of the next model. Similarly, binge-watching culture brings temporary enjoyment, but does it truly lead to lasting satisfaction? To overcome this, developing an attitude of moderation is key. Stop and reflect. Does this pursuit add value to my life, or am I just seeking temporary pleasure? Self-reflection helps us distinguish between what truly enriches life and what is merely an escape from reality. By ensuring our desires align with long-term benefits rather than fleeting gratification, we will find deeper joy and more sustainable fulfillment. Habit 7. Chasing perfection in everything. Imagine hosting a dinner party at your home. Guests are enjoying the atmosphere and the delicious food, but instead of savoring the moment, you focus on the food being slightly too salty or the imperfections in the table setting. The pursuit of perfection in every little detail can overshadow moments of joy. In today's world, with social media overflowing with images of perfect lives, the pressure for perfection is even greater. Whether it's appearance, relationships, or work, striving for perfection can become an endless cycle with no finish line. Seneca once said, "The desire for perfection is the path to misery." Perfection is difficult to achieve, and pursuing it can leave us feeling inadequate, frustrated, and exhausted. Imagine an artist working on a masterpiece. If they are paralyzed by the pursuit of absolute perfection, they might never complete the work. They realize that beauty lies in imperfection, and that the overall piece is more important than the minute details. To avoid the trap of perfectionism, embrace the idea of good enough. This doesn't mean mediocrity, but recognizing that excellence and perfection are not the same. Celebrate accomplishments, no matter how small, and learn to accept human imperfection. When you find yourself diving into perfectionism, ask yourself, is this really important? Will it matter in a week or a year from now? Shift your perspective and focus on the bigger picture, and you'll live a more fulfilling life. When we reflect on the wisdom of Stoic philosophers, we realize that self-awareness and contemplation are key to nurturing a balanced and resilient life. After exploring the 7 habits against Stoicism, I hope you found valuable insights to improve your own path. Stoicism is not about perfection. It's about progress and perspective. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I falling into any of these habits? How can I improve? I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Which habit resonates with you the most? Are there other habits that challenge your Stoic journey? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future discoveries. Thank you for joining, and I hope you find peace and strength on your Stoic journey.